Hello, and a very warm welcome on a rather chilly Tuesday night's edition of Nightshift, live from Corfu, coming from our studios in the beautiful village of Agis Mateus on the wonderful island of Corfu, Greece. And as always, I'm lucky enough to be joined in the studio tonight by both Thomas and Wayne. Hello, Wayne.
Hello, Adrian. How are you today?
I'm very well, a little bit chilly, but a lovely sunny day. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you very much. Hello, Thomas. How are you today?
Hello, guys. Sorry, smiling because the intro is he's just going. Huh? It's like a program.
I know.
I know.
It's great,
and straight out and
I am not a cyborg.
You know?
No, some organisation thinks I am. I keep ticking this box. I am not a cyborg, and they keep thinking that I am because they keep rejecting it. I mean, crazy, really. I only want to order a couple of things. Mad.
Oh, my God. Oh. Okay, excellent. So that's my brilliant kickoff. Thanks, guys. Oh, you all right, Aid?
Yes, I'm fine.
It's
How
a
are
little
you
bit chilly or what?
Do what, sorry?
A little chilly.
Yes, we are a little bit chilly. It's still been a wonderful, beautiful day here on Corfu. Fabulous sunshine, wonderful blue skies, puffy white clouds. What more could you want? Although it is just a little bit chilly. But we'll give you lots of warmth and cheer tonight on tonight's special edition of Nightshift Live from Corfu, as we always do, but it's extra specially hot. But we hope anyway.
Especially hot. So anyway, no?
Let's warm us up.
Oh, brilliant. Now we have the heaters on, everything is fine. Come on, beautiful day.
No, we do.
Yeah.
I had a lovely day.
Good.
Up, sunshine into your face, when you wake up. What can you ask more? Of course it's a little bit chilly, but it's winter. Come on, it's Christmas.
I know.
Wouldn't be right when it's warm
No, that's
for
true.
Christmas.
Do you know what? I couldn't be in Australia where it's really hot and they having a barbie on the beach or something like that.
Yeah, but they
Beach.
don't know different, do they?
No, it's true.
So
I bet they're
It's
good
a
Barbies.
bar.
I bet they still have Christmas cards with snow on them, though.
probably, yeah,
you know what I
probably.
mean?
Well, there's snow in Australia somewhere. No, snowy
Yes, I'm
mountains
sure
or
there
something.
are, but-
I'm sure there are peaks. They have a bit of flurries now
But
and again.
Their Christmas is in summer.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, so they wouldn't get the snow at Christmas. No, so no chance of a white Christmas there. No. But they have other attractions. Good Barbies, I'm sure.
Good He's on for food. It's unbelievable.
away,
He
isn't it?
started off
Straight
and the
away.
first
Well,
thing
we
he
have a
says
little
is
running
Barbies
competition, don't we?
and shrimps.
Who mentions food first, and how long can we go without mentioning food? And usually, guys, I
lost.
lose. Yes, I usually
You
do.
lost again.
Yeah,
It
constantly.
must have been
Why
like
not?
2 minutes into the show and he mentioned food straight away.
I don't know why, because I'm not even hungry.
Oh, it's just so
He just
out
makes everybody else hungry.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
Oh, excellent.
It's all right.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Hey.
F. Aristopoli.
So over to Wayne. Wayne,
Hello.
we're kicking this evening loose. Off.
I am. I'm
I
going
think with local news, and there's a lot of local news today.
not really, but I mean, it's no bad news, which is really good.
Hooray.
It's actually, it's all positive news. So
Okay, let's kick off.
I was going to kick off with Corfu Police take part in a Special Olympics unified bowling game. So they came together with the Special Olympics Hellas training program to promote volunteering, philanthropy, and solidarity. That's a nice word to get you.
Yes, absolutely.
Philanthropy. Sorry.
Well done.
And solidarity. So the game took place on Sunday with the athletes from the Special Olympics training program and the police personnel from the Ionian region and Corfu. And this was to promote volunteers and to support the program. And they say it made a valuable contribution which reinforced the message of mutual aid and selfless help. So really good,
Fabulous.
Excellent, yeah.
Fabulous, yeah. I mean,
Now, the Corfu police is very good in stuff like
yes,
that.
I think they are.
Yeah, they've done a few in the past. I know they've done a few, and every year they're doing their bit for it. And it's a police force, but it's still connected with the community.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's lovely to hear,
Yeah.
isn't it?
That's
I mean,
nice.
everywhere else, the police seems to be disconnected from the community because there's no locals involved anymore. No? And here it's different. It's exactly the opposite. They still involve locals and let locals matters keep to the locals. It's brilliant.
Yeah, Hey, it's lovely.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it
really
should
good.
be, It
Yeah.
keeps the community together. It's the local police officers who keep the community together.
Yes.
Definitely. Excellent. Cool. Next one.
And the other thing was Canali School Choir brought some happiness to those most in need, hospital patients.
Oh, yes.
And they came to sing Christmas carols today at the
How
hospital.
lovely.
How lovely is that? There was Christmas spirit at the hospital when the organisation for Our Children organise a special event for the patients, old and young, as well as the hospital staff, which is really nice.
Splendid.
The Canali Primary School Choir sang traditional and classical carols, bringing a smile to the lips of those who most need it, the patients. The hospital, just as it has done for the previous 2 years, had suites available in the entrance area.
Yum, yum.
I should have been there. For the staff and the choir, as well as small gifts for the children in the choir and young patients. I think that's really great. And the first children's books for the new library in the paediatric unit were also presented to the hospital for our children, along with the Ionian University. They're collecting books to stock the new library for the young patients.
Jolly good.
I think that's really
Excellent.
good.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. See, there's so much positive things. Sorry. There's so much the frog again, man.
Yeah, that's that frog again. You got to get hold of that thing.
Yeah,
we
somehow we have
ID
to
him,
record that. Yeah, ID me, man.
ID that frog.
But there's so many positive things happening.
Yes.
On the island itself, when you look at the Greek organizations now.
Yes.
Yeah. And when you listen to a few people, you know, there's nothing happening here. No, it's not true. It's really, there's things happening. We only have, I think we as expats, we only have to bother a little bit more in learning at least the basics of Greek, of the Greek language, no? So we are able to understand more. That's the missing link, no? When you hear, yeah, that's different. No, we spoke about missing link. I know, you're loving it. But it's exactly this link. And now for local newspapers who start to print in English, no? That's the first brilliant step. The media has to do this step. The media has to connect the people. That's their job. No? That's how I see it. But there you see how many local organizations are doing great stuff, not just for Christmas, all year round. And that one, I like that one. This is brilliant.
Do you know how I learned my Greek? Most of the letters.
Yeah.
Do you know how I learned? Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune. Are you watching the Greek version of Wheel of Fortune?
I watched the Greek version of Wheel of Fortune with Pedro and Julia.
You speak as if you know them. How nice.
I kind of do. They come
Kinda
into
do,
my living
yes.
room and
Absolutely.
brighten my day.
Jolly good.
Oh my God.
And you reckon it's helped you?
Yeah, definitely with the identification of the letters, definitely.
Okay, right.
So knowing that sigma is, for instance, the most used Greek letter, and things like that. Rho,
Splendid.
P.
Stop confusing Adrian.
I know,
Look at him.
I'm sorry.
Isn't that an R? Or an R is a P?
Yes. No, P, well, hold on.
Hold
No,
on.
you got me.
No,
So,
our P's
no,
and
I told you,
our,
so
our
it's-
P's and our
confused
Q's,
now.
we're all...
He's very good in that one.
it's all my fault. Let's go...
Well, P,
yes, go on.
P is the pi sign.
Right. Okay, yes.
So that's P.
Right.
And Rho
See, I don't
is
know. I'm terribly ignorant
is a
on this.
P.
All right, okay. Oh, an R is a P. The letter R. No, in the
In the English language, it would be R, but
Right.
in Greek,
Yes.
it's P.
That's why it's EPT rather
Somebody
than
will,
ERT.
somebody will correct me on this, I know.
I think someone needs to correct me. I'm terrible. I do apologise.
That's
Oh
okay.
dear, not very good with languages. I'll try my best and hopefully.
Watch Wheel of Fortune, that's what you need to
I
do.
might have to. When's that on? I haven't watched any TV at all. I've been too busy today.
no.
Dear, oh dear.
I know.
Let's not go there.
Sorry.
Anyway, one thing you did say that was fantastic was about books in the library in the hospital.
Yes.
Because in hospitals, there's no better time than to be festooned with reading matter, isn't
That's
it?
true, yeah, very
Really
true.
does take your mind off illnesses and ailments and operations and all the rest of it. Get your nose into a good book. Well, hopefully not your nose, your eyes, I should say. But that's lovely.
As long as you're not going into Grey's Anatomy or anything like that.
No, that wouldn't be too hot, would
No,
it?
no.
Might put you off.
That might put you off completely.
Yes.
Okay, guys. And
Anyway,
we're moving
sorry.
on.
Let's move on swiftly.
Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Swiftly. It's
Going
Greek lesson.
off subject there.
Yeah, if you want to join another episode now of Adrian and Dwayne's Greek lessons here on StudioKerkyra, no, we will put the show together and you guys can discuss Greek letters.
We just blabber
The
about
language.
nothing in particular. That's a line from a play that we
Okay.
did a long time ago. And
Okay.
we're still blathering now. But anyway, go on.
Okay. Wow. See, we got a lot of fun here at StudioKerkyra. So if you want to take part in this fun, don't hesitate. Write us, nightshift@studiokerkyra.com. Go onto our website, www.studiokerkyra.com, or send us live a message via Facebook or now on YouTube. So guys, and that brings us on to Adrian and what's going The cosmos. Tell us about the cosmos.
Corfu and the cosmos. We like that link, don't we, Thomas?
Brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, actually. Light news tonight, but I start with some stories from the United Kingdom. Light in terms
news?
of volume.
All right.
No.
Not as in bulbs or anything like that?
No, I haven't got any bulbs. No
Fluorescent
bulbs.
lights.
It's bulb-free. No,
okay.
no, and I haven't got any tulips either. No.
Okay.
Or daffs, no. Actually, there were some daffodils, or they looked like daffodils, in the front garden.
Really?
Which, when you think about it, in December, it's quite extraordinary, really. But anyway, it wasn't daffodils. Actually, I'm going to run a story quickly. It's the antithesis of a story we ran a few days ago when we were talking about this Chinese park, Christmas park, that invited loads of people over, and they were on about butterflies. Do you remember?
It, the plastic butterflies.
Yes, and the representative was quite put out, sort of saying, "Well, what's wrong with them? They can still land on your shoulder." And as we said, it's not the same having a plastic butterfly on your shoulder as the real thing, the real McCoy. Well, I can bring you news today that a similar sad thing, not with butterflies, but a Christmas event happened in Northern Ireland, in Bangor, County Down in Northern Ireland, where a winter wonderland had to be cancelled. It was sort of shut down. It was due to be held at the Clandon Estate, and it was going to run until the 23rd of December. But unfortunately, it had all gone by the 19th. And it had a storm of protests, like the Chinese story, on social media. That had 3,000 complaints. I don't know how many complaints here. But many people turned up at exactly the right time, because it was widely advertised, at 11 o'clock in the morning. And according to one person, nothing was ready. The stores were either completely empty, or they were closed, or they simply weren't there. And there was this huge, big, empty space. There was hardly any staff there.
Yeah.
And somebody remarked, none of the inflatables were inflated. I mean, that's obviously very important, obviously, in these things, yes. And there was absolutely no atmosphere whatsoever. Christmas? Really? It just wasn't. It was just terrible. And there was no face painting, and I think they were particularly upset about that.
God.
The organisers were forced to apologise and give full money refunds back. And they said in an apology it had fallen very way short of our expectations. And the only thing that I noticed from looking at the pictures, one thing that was open for business was, and I had a smile on my face when I saw this, was the crepe stand. Because I love a good crepe, back on food. But do you know what? In Corfu, some of the best crepes imaginable are here. You might have noticed that festooned across the island are many creperies. In fact, they spring up like mushrooms. You never know when another one's going to hit your local neighbourhood. And every one's a good one. I love them. I don't know about you, Wayne. But crepes are a speciality here on Corfu. Sadly, it was the only thing going in this winter wonderland that never was in Northern Ireland. So it's a bit disappointing for the folks there,
Does
isn't it?
talk a lot of crepe, doesn't he?
I know. But the only, that's it, you know.
Good one.
And the only grape I like is in liquid form.
Very true. And we had a couple of animal stories here.
Okay.
What do you want to do with your dog at Christmas? Well, if you're in Southampton, you could have gone, you missed a party now, to a pub where they had a pug party, would you believe? It was called the Pop-Up Pug Pub. Now, try saying that when you've had a few Cipros. I'll say that again.
What?
It was the Pop-Up Pug Pub. Phew, I'm glad I got that over with.
Pop-Up Pug Pub.
Yes, that's what it was called. I know. Very difficult, isn't it? And it was a pug Christmas makeover party, would you believe?
Yep.
And it was all held, which is in a good cause here. We like our animals here. It was held in aid of the Pug Dog Welfare and Rescue Group.
Nice.
And the owners of these lovely little pugs were encouraged to dress their dogs up. And even, this is the funny bit, and were even encouraged to let them try special dog beer. I didn't know there was such a thing.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Special dog beer. Mind you, it was a bit pricey at $2.50 a go, and they also
pint?
Well, we didn't say the quantity.
Yeah.
$2.50 a pint?
No, it didn't. No, but it didn't say the quantity.
Oh, I see.
I've no idea. A drink for the dog, which was dog beer. I
right.
dread to think what was in there. And the other thing they had on the menu for dogs was dog fries, dog chips, if you like, if you're not in Belgium.
All right, okay.
I mean, and they were £1.50 a pop.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Do dogs eat chips? Strange, isn't it?
I mean, my dog eats everything, man.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I mean, especially mine, you know.
stick anything in front of a dog.
But you'll be pleased to know that if the pug, wanted to take a selfie, he could, because they even had a special pug photo booth installed. Isn't that nice?
How does
Who
a
thinks
pug
of these
take it-
things?
how does a pug
Well, I
take a
don't know.
selfie?
Might need a little bit of help, but I mean, the booth is there. He sits in like a passport photograph, I
Right,
think, especially
okay.
designed for pugs. How sweet!
That's sweet.
Yes.
Oh,
Did it say
excellent.
which pub it was?
No, it never did.
Ah, see,
And
this
the
is the
thing's
of
gone.
course first question. Which
So it's a
pub
bit of a
was it?
shame, isn't it? Yes, I
I was
thought.
g-
Nice
no,
one.
I tell you, I have frequented a few pubs in Southampton.
I'm sure.
My favourite was the Hobbit.
Was it?
Yeah, the Hobbit. Oh, he got into a bit of trouble. You know the Peter Jackson
Yes.
movie.
Yes, yes. You like
of-
that, don't you? You're very keen on Peter Jackson's.
Well,
films,
no,
or-
I quite like the Lord of the Rings and,
Yeah,
and the Hobbit. Didn't
Oh,
say
yeah.
I was keen on Peter Jackson, but
Oh, all right. Okay, I don't know the man.
I don't know. I don't know him either.
But I know you watched the secret, the whole series once. That's why I'm
Yes,
saying this, because
I
I know you did, and
did.
I was downstairs.
I watched
yes.
14 hours.
Yes,
worth
yes
of
it
Lord
was.
of the
I remember it
Rings.
well, Wayne. Yes. Anyway,
And
go
the
on.
special edition.
Oh,
you had a
lovely.
nice big screen.
I did
anyway,
at the time until it got broken. Yeah, it got damaged. It was the end of that.
but the
never mind.
Hobbit pub got into a lot of trouble because obviously the film came out, and I think whichever movie studio that was in charge of
Gosh, I don't know. I can't
that
remember.
series kind of came down on the Hobbit pub and said like,
Really?
you can't call your pub the Hobbit
Hobbit.
anymore.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but the
And-
funny thing is that the pub was called The Hobbit long before
Yeah,
the,
exactly.
the movie. No?
Exactly,
So it's,
and
come on.
that was the argument. And it was a great pub. I have to say, it was a fantastic pub. They used to do jerk chicken and things like that. But he also used to do cocktails like the Gandalf.
The gun. Oh.
Yeah.
So there he took from the movie some things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was good.
exactly.
It was a
But
great
why
pub.
not?
It was a great pub, and it was open till late as well.
Fabulous. No sign of any pugs there, though.
No pugs.
No pugs.
No.
No. Okay. What happened? It's still going, yeah?
Yes, no, it's still going.
And they kept the name.
They kept the name. I think
Wow.
they dropped the suit. I think
Okay. Maybe
somebody might correct me on that, but
maybe they bought Peter Jackson a few drinks or something.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they did.
Or he ran up a
I
tab.
don't think. Actually, I don't think Peter Jackson
Was
had
involved.
any
No,
had
it's
any
probably-
say in it. I
Probably
think
the
it was
branding company or something.
Yeah.
Some middle thingamajig involved.
it was the film studio that.
Yes. Well, they
complained.
have to be protective of their rights, I understand. But
They
Thomas
do.
makes a good point. If the thing's already been in existence for goodness knows how many years, you know.
The pub had been in existence for about 27 years or something like that.
Ah,
As
yes,
the Hobbit.
Okay. Hobbit pub. So he can actually go and say, hey guys, you can't use that, it's my name. Okay, it's not a movie, is it?
No.
A lot of stories probably to tell, man.
Yeah.
Being the Hobbit pub.
It was good. It was a good pub. Very good pub.
Cool. Nice.
Anyway,
Well,
sorry.
cool.
No,
I digress.
Well, that's good. I love your digressions. You never know where they're going to end up. So it makes it more exciting. Proves it's live. It's great. It's a challenge. Bring it on.
Go on, then.
The last bit was if you happened to be in Leeds recently, and if you happened to have a sausage dog, or I should say a dachshund, yes, of course, you might have taken it on a walk. They had a great big event for all their dachshunds in the Leeds area. This is Yorkshire in the United Kingdom, and it was in Roundley Park, and it was called a Christmas walk. And the thing here is they encouraged everybody to dress their dogs up. So they had these amazing Christmas jumpers, and Christmas hats, and even Christmas leggings, would you believe? And it was quite a big park. They had a large area, and the poor little dogs got only little tiny feet, and they were actually worn out at the end of it all.
I'm not surprised.
Amazingly, 288 turned up dogs, that is.
Wow.
That's a lot of dogs.
Plus
isn't it?
owners.
Plus owners.
Yeah.
And the nice thing I thought was at the end of it all, each dog was given a little treat to say thank you and happy Christmas. And the thought behind organising the event was for the dachshunds to say happy Christmas and hello to each other. A nice thought.
Sweet.
It is, isn't it? And that was organised by the Yorkshire Dachshund Group. So fair play to them.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes.
Wow. Not bad. Brilliant,
bad.
isn't it? And I got quickly a couple of messages in. I throw this in between so you can carry on then with your news. This come from Lucia. She said, evening guys, just wanted to acknowledge Wayne for his brave and encourages discussion on homelessness. Last episode.
Thank you, Lucia.
You can see my breasts, man.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
cold
yeah, I can
is
see
here. Wow. No, congrats for rising out of it and forging ahead. And well done to you all for not shying away from tricky subject. We never shy away
We
from
never
tricky
shy
subject.
away from
Thank you
it.
very
No,
much,
no.
Lucia. And she has a question then for later on. I throw this
good,
question
good.
in a little bit later. Okay? And
Thank you.
You all right?
Yes, it's great to hear from people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lucia. Brilliant. No, I love to hear from.
Absolutely. And
Lucia,
to Lavinia as well, because Lavinia sent a wonderful message in.
I think for
Yes,
you,
thank
Wayne,
you, Lavinia. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So that was excellent. No, well done to you, man. Well done to you. Very proud of you. You know, you done great. It's not easy. For sure not. Okay. 8, you ready?
Yes, I've
Your
got my
papers
papers
ready?
muddled up there. Yes, I saw too many eyes.
I know,
I've got a
21st
bit of a
century
mix-up
and
there,
the
but
papers
we're
are
all
still
back to normal now. Well, what's normal?
Has he had
I
enough
don't know.
coffee today?
No,
I
actually,
have
that's a
no
good point.
idea.
I'm a little bit deficient on that front.
Yeah, I don't know. What's happened?
I had one earlier on, but it
What?
hardly
Just
touched.
one?
Yes, it hardly touched the sides. That's the trouble.
My word.
I know, sir. It's a little bit. Anyway, I have an amazing story now. I saw this first yesterday on Twitter. It's possibly an old story. It's been around maybe a few weeks. I don't know. I hope it's true. It seems true. If it isn't, please tell me. You'll know, I'm sure, out there. And it comes from tonight. Oh, sorry. It comes from India. And I'm trying to remember to say Namaste. I hope that's
Very
okay.
good.
I hope that's
Very
okay.
good.
Wow.
And it's absolutely an incredible story, if it's true as I say. And it proves that so often wonderful things can happen just down to one person. You know, you often think, oh, don't be silly, it's got to be a team and all that. But actually, no, sometimes it really is one person. And I'm talking about an island called, forgive me if I'm wrong here, Majuli Island. It's also known as Majoli or Mazuli. And it's in Assam, which is northeast India. And it's a river state. And it actually means land in the middle of two parallel rivers. And apparently, it's the largest river island, and it covers some 1,350 acres.
Wow, that's
Now,
big.
it is big. And going back 40 years or more or so, it was lush. It was a little mini tropical paradise. They had all sorts of wonderful exotic animals, flora and fauna. It was lovely. Then, over the few years after that, combination of things, maybe a bit of climate change, maybe a lot of deforestation. Unfortunately, there was an awful lot of trees cut down. The kind of desert set in. And from quite a large area that was highly vegetised, I should say, 1,250 square kilometres, it went down to less than 350 less of lush vegetation.
Wow.
Whilst all this was happening, a local resident was keeping an eye on this, and he was absolutely horrified. And he decided on his own to do something about it. And his name was Jadav Payang. And every day, this is what's amazing, every single day he went from his home nearby and he went to a different spot on this lovely island and he planted a tree. Now, no one knew he was doing this. He sneaked his trees in his bag. He had them all covered up in his bag. And 38 years later, the place has totally rejuvenated and it's become, once again, this wonderful tropical paradise.
That's fabulous.
Tigers are back, deers are back, rhinoceroses are back. And even, this is the best bit of all, there's a herd of 115 elephants. I mean,
wonderful.
isn't that amazing?
That's
yes,
wonderful.
absolutely.
Wow.
This is all, exactly, Tom.
Wow,
Wow, yes. And this is all down to one man's dedicated efforts. Nobody knew he was doing it. What a man. If this is true. And I thank you so much, because that really is wonderful for the planet. And I'm very excited about it.
That's really good.
Apparently, this area is twice the size of Central Park. That he was planting these trees in, so we get an idea of what it is. And it reminded me, this marvellous story from India reminds me that there's a good soul here on this island. Well, there's many good souls, as you know. This place is populated with wonderful people, and I really, truly mean that, ladies and gentlemen. But a couple of years ago, someone, I don't know who, or maybe more than one person, was bothered to replant some palm trees that had been ravaged by the weather nearby in Halicoon's Beach, towards the back of the beach. And we saw them being planted, and the next year they were grown. They were starting to go quite nicely. Well, I'm very sorry to say that this year I don't think they've taken. They don't look very good. Some of them have just disappeared. Some others have been completely ravaged by the elements. But I'm thinking that was a good deed that person did.
Indeed.
And it just shows you they're onto something, because if that gentleman in India can recreate and reforest such an area by just planting one tree every single day, then just think what you could do with all lots of strips of barren land, providing you've got water, of course. And he was lucky. The Indian island's got a lot of rivers, you see, so they're okay.
I'm kind of curious to know why he had to sneak them
Well,
in.
he didn't want people to know. I think because he saw, while he was growing up and living there, he saw what people were doing with the trees, and he just thought he went about it rather surreptitiously, I think probably for his own reasons.
Okay.
Mind you, it does beg one question, which you've just reminded me. At what point did these lovely trees become visible? There must have been a point when suddenly someone looked out and said, good heavens, there's all these trees about, and they weren't there yesterday. Interesting to know when that day was. Yeah. But fair play to the man for trying.
Well
he's done a splendid effort there. And to get tigers back, they're an endangered species, and 115 elephants. And rhinoceroses. They're very worried about the Sumatran rhinoceros, you know. There's only about 30 breeding pairs left alive in the wild, guys. So if you're tempted to go hunting big game and big rhino, please don't. Because if there's only 30 left, they'll be gone forever. And you're depriving not only your children, but your children's children and all future generations for these wonderful beasts to walk our earth. And it is all of our earths. We all need this planet. That's what I'd say anyway.
No.
That's the Daily Moan gone, sorry.
I agree. I agree.
I
think the big game hunters, what's the point? Really?
I know.
Really? What's the point?
Couldn't they do dummies like they do a false type of fox hunting in England, don't they? There's a name for it. I can't remember immediately what it is. There's a dummy fox. It's not a real fox. And they chase all after that. Couldn't they do something similar? With holographs and all these amazing wonders of technology, could they not use their hunting skills, which I understand, it's a skill, and they're obviously into it in a big way, but do they actually have to kill an animal to get the same amount of pleasure, whatever that word is in this context? I don't understand.
Adrenaline, they call it. They call
adrenaline.
it adrenaline.
Right,
yeah, they call it. You know what? But that's an easy fix. No, why don't we invent something where not just they got hunting, but they be hunted? No, that gives you adrenaline.
Brilliant idea.
Push, you know.
Brilliant.
You want real adrenaline, then join the force, do your civil service or something, go down to the war zones like everybody else. There you get your adrenaline. But driving and shooting elephants, I mean, he can't run away.
No. It's tragic.
Come on.
It's just disgusting, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that
showing off.
Really
just showing off. Oh, look what I killed. What do you? I mean.
Would you kill a giraffe? Nice, well done.
Yeah, it's what makes me laugh. I saw some of these and it makes me laugh. They go out, they want to be all the big men with the big guns and we go. Yeah. Have you seen how much local security is around them when they go to hunting?
Yes, I have.
So to make sure they're not getting attacked from the animals? Yep. Oh, come on. They call themselves, it's not hunting.
No.
There's nothing to do with hunting anymore. The law should take that and say, that's not hunting. That's killing. Yes. That's simple killing. And not hunting. When I go out, then I have it 50-50, I go on my own. And I hunt this animal. But there's always a chance for the animal to attack back. No? That's hunting. When you don't know how the outcome is.
I always used to, actually, to be honest, because we're coming up to, obviously it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Boxing Day is a very big day for fox hunting in the UK.
Yeah, sadly.
Unfortunately. They always call it a sport.
Yeah.
Exactly. What is not a sport? What is a sport? Sitting on a horse and let the horse do all the work and the dogs.
Well, to be honest, I always thought that a sport was usually an equal kind of thing.
Exactly.
Of equal teams. One fox against 30 dogs and 20 people on horseback doesn't really come as a sport to me.
For one little fox, no?
And it's those horns. I don't know about you, but I can't take those horns.
No, I don't care about the horns.
Oh, they do something for me. No, they set off. It must be a primeval thing in me. I heard it when I was living in Shropshire. I had a slight altercation with the South Shropshire Hunt, I'm afraid. Well, they were just determined to break through my garden with all these 30 baying hounds of hell, and I wasn't having it. The poor little fox took refuge at the back of the garden, and I stood and argued my case at the gate with all these burly blokes on horses and tunics and goodness knows what else, and I simply wasn't letting them in, and I didn't want to know, thank you very much, because I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
The fox is a magnificent animal.
So you gave the fox sanctuary?
I did. I mean, not deliberately. The fox took natural sanctuary in the garden, and I just managed to protect it by stopping the dogs from coming in. And they were really, oh dear, chomping at the bit, shall we say. A few weeks later, I had a similar load of huntsmen at my gate. This time they were with 12-bore shotguns, and one of them was very trigger-happy, and he decided to discharge his rifle in my front garden. Well, guys, I'm not having that, because I'm not. It's just not on. If there had been children playing illegal, or animals around, it would have been appalling. So we had a serious argument, and the leader of the hunt did take my point. He did did tell the other man off. And from that altercation, I never saw them again. And then I moved, and here I am in the wonderful island of Corfu. And yes, they do hunting here, but I've never felt threatened, and they don't disturb me, and I'm fine about it.
But they do it for a different reason.
Exactly.
They do it for a different reason. They
Exactly,
actually do it for actual food.
For actual food,
Yes,
exactly.
yes,
Yeah,
and
Isn't it? It's not as a sport.
No.
It's not
What
as a sport.
the problem I had was that they were charging a lot of money to London people and other people to come up for the day.
Yes.
And there was always people mushing around in galoshes and goodness knows what else. And, oh, I say, and all this business. Well, come on now, day out in the country. Oh, it's sad to have to kill something,
Yeah, but that's what he did was a criminal offence.
Yes, I thought it might be.
No, it is. There's no might be about it. It is. He's not
him
allowed to discharge a loaded weapon in a public area or
He was just showing
in a
off.
village or something. Yeah.
It was bravado, I think,
No, it's people around. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Well, it was me,
so it's
for one
enclosed
thing.
area.
It
It's a
could have been
populated
pets.
area. It's a populated area, and with this
Sparsely
you're not
populated,
allowed.
but yes, there were people there. There were the neighbours next door. Well,
Yeah, exactly. It's populated. This is what I mean with populated.
I'm not going to
You
say
have
it. No,
houses
no,
there.
no, no. I'm not going to say it. Don't worry.
Don't say it.
No.
Look at him.
Yeah, sorry.
No, but sorry. Now about this thing, and this
I
is
don't
every
agree with
year.
hunting.
No,
I mean,
I don't know.
but they have to their defense. They say it's tradition. It's a very, very old tradition.
Well, we're on about no.
Really?
We're talking about fox hunting and stuff.
Fox hunting is an old tradition. It's in England an old tradition.
It is. But I'm funny about hare coursing as well, and that upsets a lot of
Yeah,
friends
it's
I had up in
this is
Liverpool
their
where-
argument now. No? Oh, it's tradition. We're doing it for 100, 200 years, 300
Yeah.
years in the UK. So it's always part of the UK. But as you say, we're in the 21st century.
Yep.
Time changes. No, we stopped beheading people too. So I mean, they
That's a
should
very
stop
good point,
hunting.
Thomas. Yes, we have indeed. We've moved on.
Yeah, we moved on. So it's time for them, I think, to move on or refine their
Yes.
so-called sport. No.
Picking up your
Yeah.
point earlier on that, they're after adrenaline. Well, if they're really that desperate for adrenaline, we know the very answer, don't we, guys? Because the real adrenaline is right here.
Right
In
here.
fact, it's right here on this seat, broadcast to the world, and we can have a full and proper and truthful and earnest and genuine debate about anything you want. That's adrenaline for you.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
a rush on that one. Pooh! Baby.
Definitely,
Yes, baby.
definitely.
Yes, baby. We call it each
Oh,
other, baby.
he's
We don't mean
on
anything
fire
about it at
today.
all,
No?
don't
What's
worry.
happened to you? No?
I don't know.
Wow, what did you put into the food?
I had a
not
terrible
enough
day.
coffee.
I'm making up for it now.
All right, okay.
It was one of those dreadful days. Everything I did went wrong. Everything I touched broke, and everything was just a disaster. But
So
I come in here, and it's jolly. Because I was saying earlier on that if I'd have had my terrible day, which I did today, anywhere else where I used to live, it would have been a real disaster. But because I'm on the magical island of Corfu, I get through. I get through better than that. I do fine. It's a wonderful place, ladies and gentlemen. Take my word for it. I really mean that. Come here, and I'll prove it to you. There's another challenge.
That's brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh, man, you've been updated next year, man. You don't know what to do with your time. Oh,
I think
don't
I'm going to be
know.
buying a few pizzas. Well, actually not. I'm confident I'm not going to be buying any pizzas because I know that's not going to be won by anybody because there is a beautiful view within 10 minutes of arriving wherever you arrive on this island. Doesn't matter whether it's by sea or air or any
Ferry,
other way.
yeah,
I can't think of any other way you
anything,
can get here
yeah.
unless it's swimming. Swimming, yes, that's water anyway, isn't it? But when you land on this island, however so you do, you will be amazed by the beauty that you will see
I know.
and feel, because it's this infectious, wonderful hospitality of the islanders. There's something, it's really special here, seriously. And I'm not being paid to say all this. It's
No, he's not.
coming
That's
from
true,
the heart. I'm actually paying to say it. I mean, I'm not getting paid at all. No, it's just what we all believe in this room here. Everyone in
Yeah,
this studio
definitely.
believes in this. People behind the scenes as well as here. We all believe that. We're passionate about this island because I think I can say for all of us, the island has been good to us thus far. I've had the best times of my life. I mean, apart from the odd year, here and there. I had some good years in the United Kingdom. Of course I did. But there's something really great here. For me, personally, it is a personal journey, I know. Anyway, I'll shut up now and just waffle on in the corner. Don't worry about me. Don't worry, you carry on.
Oh, no.
But okay, I get him going in a second again.
Okay,
that
good.
was all for the news
No.
now. Yeah, right, I tell you. I'm gonna get him going in a second again. Okay, that's all from the news. Cosmos. Perfect.
For now.
For now, brilliant.
Yeah.
What brings us on to question and answers about Corfu.
Great,
So
great.
I always forget, but doesn't matter. People are used. I'm in the control room, so let's update that quickly. So if you have any questions about this beautiful island on Corfu, or you want to tell us a story about your last holiday, or write us nightshift@studiokerkyra.com, send us a message on Facebook, or live now on YouTube. And share with us. Oh, it is this. I know, it's unbelievable. But I got a couple of questions here. No? So just to get you off again, you will see Adrian in a second. No? Is from Angela Drake. Hi, I'm about to move to Corfu from the UK. Has anyone had any regrets? And what are the pluses?
Oh, what a question, Angela. That's a fabulous question. That's right up our street. Do you know, we could talk for hours on that subject, but I won't. We'll all ask each other ourselves. Do you want to go first? I know you haven't been here as
You're
long.
here the shortest, no?
Yeah, I've been here the shortest, but no, it's fantastic. Beautiful place, beautiful people. I think it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. No regrets whatsoever.
No, you moved here when, 6 months ago, 7 months ago?
6 months, yeah.
6 months ago, and no regrets?
No regrets.
You sure?
No. No.
I think he is sure.
I am sure, yes.
I think he's sure, Thomas.
Sorry, what?
You caught me then. You got me. That's a good one. I like that. That was good.
But no, you really enjoyed
what?
You enjoyed your stay. I mean, you enjoy your
Yes.
stay here now, no?
Yeah.
In the village too. I mean, if you would think now to move again, would you choose a village? Would you choose the town? Would you choose closer to the sea or away from the sea? What would you choose?
No, I like Agnes Potatoes, actually.
So it's the village life.
Yeah, I like the village life. Yeah, it's good.
I think the same, definitely. It's village life. It's different. You can see, you experience the real island.
Yes,
You
definitely.
connect quicker with the locals. So that's, I think, one of the most important advice we can give is mix with the locals, mix with the Greeks, make a bother to learn a few words of Greek. Yeah. It will help you. The Greeks like it, and they understand that their language is not that easy to learn. Yeah, they know that, and but they were very helpful. So, but connect with the Greeks. You have a fantastic life.
I was going to say, always. To be honest, any country I try to travel to, I always learn at least hello, yes, no, and thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
And with the rest, you can kind of.
The rest you pick up as you go along.
Yeah, you go around.
But if you stay within the English community here, or the German community, the French community, it doesn't matter what nationality, you miss out on learning the language a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you speak your own language constantly. So when you go in and you live in a village, as example, no?
Yes.
You pick it up, you intend to pick it up quicker, and it makes life much easier and so much better.
It does. Yeah.
Definitely. But no, of course, no regrets. I think nobody of us had any regrets moving here.
No, none.
None. I mean, 5. I'm here 5 years. You here 3 years.
2.
2.
Well, full time. Depends. How you
Full
count
time.
this.
But you here since 2008 on and off, no? For the last
6,
2 years.
First time I came here.
Or 6, yeah.
But it got more and more from 8 onwards. Yes, definitely. But I've been here full time sort of for the last 2 years, and I often say to people, and I really mean this, Angela, that since I have been here for the last 2 years, every single day I've woken up. It's not just a question of have I got any regrets. I'm so joyously happy to actually be here. I mean, I really mean that. I can't remember a stretch of time wherever I've lived before, in anywhere, I have to say, I won't mention any names, that I've been so consistently happy. Because I, suffer from depression and all sorts of other things. And this place, this wonderful island of Corfu, has kept me together and made me happy about my home, about living in my immediate environment. And that's something that I've never experienced really before. So in answer to Angela's lovely question, yes, you won't have any regrets. It's a great island. Thomas has given you some excellent advice. Learn a few key words, and Wayne said so as well. And then the Greeks will love you forever. They are lovely people. And I think the people here on this island are particularly hospitable and generous and kind. And I've said this several times on Nightshift Live that I have a few problems, and when I've had some problems with the car, for instance, they come out from nowhere to help you, total strangers. That has never happened to me elsewhere. It really hasn't. I told a story when they all came out and laughed at me, and then they all disappeared without helping me in the snow in England. I mean, that's terrible. Here, I've had 2 nightmares with the car, and probably, I don't want to say any more, touch wood, but the people came out, they got tractors out.
2?
Yes, well, maybe I've forgotten some, but we're just talking about 2, just for the purpose of this programme. And both times, total strangers did beyond the call of duty
Yes.
to rescue me, like getting tractors out and giving me tows and bringing out breakdown trucks the next day when I blocked all the German tourists into a certain hotel. I mean, I wasn't flavour of the month, I can tell you.
No, I bet you weren't.
No, but to be honest, the weird thing is, you try to give them then, 10, 20, 30 euros, thank you so much, and they will not take your money.
That's
They
very
don't
true.
care, and even if they drive 10 kilometers one way and back, to help you to get something for the car, they don't care. They just help you, and there is no second thought, there is no afterthought, nothing.
No.
And that's the beauty.
It is.
But that's the kind of thing that community should be about. It should be about helping each other, and then when somebody else needs the help,
Exactly.
you're more likely to then help them. So you pay it back in that kind of way rather than in monetary.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Kind of works here, though, doesn't it, Thomas?
Totally, yeah, I think it works. It's strange, but you do something for me, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. And the other thing what I love here is that a handshake still counts something.
Yeah.
And that for me personally is important. You shake a hand, that's how it is.
And
There is no moving. That's the honor.
And that's just what I was going to say.
That's your
There
honor,
is-
and the people still have honor here.
Yeah.
And that's what I love
Honour's
most. man.
still here.
Yeah.
Exactly right,
Yeah.
Thomas. That's the key point here. And I think there's also something extra special, magical that we can't quite put into
Always,
words.
yeah, but
we're
this
working
is-
on it.
This is where you said, just on one point of the island, 26,000 years of history.
Yes.
Wow.
It's wow,
And
isn't
that's the special factor, I think. You can feel that. Everywhere you go, you can feel it.
Yeah. Well, one thing we should point out, please don't be tempted to bring metal detectors with you. They really don't like tourists
No.
and people going digging around with metal detectors. It's very
Definitely
much
not.
frowned upon. So
Cool.
please resist the urge.
Resist the urge. Hey, on to the next question. So I hope
Thank
Angela
you, Angela.
Drake, that was a good answer for you. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate. Write Nightshift at StudioKerkyra.com or message us on Facebook or live on YouTube. Okay, and on to the next one from Femi. Hi everyone. Me and my friend visited Corfu in July. Stayed in Lacones. Don't know where that is. It's about Noah's probably, yeah. It must be near Sitari Road or somewhere. And the hotel invited us back for March, April. We are very tempted, as you can imagine, of course. No? We are just wondering, what will the weather be like? And will temperatures be okay for outside swimming and riding a scooter? And for car hire, they would like to go further than with the scooter. They couldn't go too far with the scooter, really.
Yep.
So, and if there's an old Jeep would be a bonus, she says, ha ha ha. Many thanks in advance, Femi.
Thank
So
you,
guys,
Fami.
thank you.
Hello, Femi.
you
Okay,
wanna-
cool.
do you wanna answer that?
Do you wanna? Who wanna go? I mean, March or April, both are
See, now,
beautiful.
you guys can talk about
You
this.
haven't been here
I
yet,
haven't
yeah?
been here,
Yeah.
so there you
But
go.
I think. What do you think, Adrian?
I think it's like most places. One year you get a good March, and the next year you get a good April. You never know. I can say that for the last 2 years, both months have been fine. I think April probably is slightly on the warmer side.
Yep.
I would say that. The flowers are out. There's some beautiful sights, wonderful wildflowers on this island. that
I
we
think
forget
it's
to
the
mention,
most
by the way.
beautiful time.
Yes.
Is March, April, the
Yes,
spring, and it's a
it is.
fantastic time.
Blossoms out.
Blossom is out, is really wow. And April, don't forget Easter.
Yes.
What a celebration. I mean, you have the opportunity to come here for Easter. Oh, please, you have to try that. It's really superb.
It is. It's the island of all of Greece that celebrates Easter the most and the best.
Yeah,
Lots of people from
definitely.
the mainland come here especially for Easter. I know someone on the mainland who bought a flat in the island, in the middle of the island, just to spend 2 weeks once a year for Easter. Extraordinary, isn't it? But he did, and he loves it. And I don't know the man. He just said hello to him. But we had a chat, as you do. Mar in the view. Funny that. But April is particularly good. I also say that because depending on where family's coming from, scheduled flights don't often start until sometime in April. Certainly EasyJet tend to start at the end of March, and Ryanair possibly. I don't know where the lady's coming from.
I don't know.
No. I would probably elect April, but,
yeah.
it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another, and who's to say what this coming spring is going to be like? We just don't know.
You never know, but it's generally is nice. So we arrived here on the 28th of April.
One thing, though, I
it
would
was
say...
warm, man, very warm. Fantastic
the
weather.
water might not be quite so warm because it's had the winter and it's cooled right down. And I do remember someone telling me that for swimming it is better to wait a little bit later into the summer. But, I mean, if you're
Nothing Sibero can't fix here.
Oh, exactly.
There you go.
So, no, I think the other thing is also when you hear in April, there's not this many tourists. There are tourists, a lot, but not overfilled like July and especially August. So traveling around, exploring the island is much easier. There's less traffic on the road.
Very pleasant,
definitely.
Isn't it, Thomas?
The rental cars are cheaper.
Yes, and you can get some good deals. And by that time, most rental car companies are up and running, renting out vehicles, including Jeeps. Although I would point out, be warned that they are usually dearer than a normal car.
Well, the Jeep is.
The Jeep is.
The Jeep is,
Depending on the size. I mean, if you go by engine size of a vehicle, the Jeep would be €10 more, for instance, than the equivalent vehicle. Just the way it is. But Jeep Safaris are quite good.
Jeep Safaris?
Yeah, they offer here on the island everything. So there's Jeep Safaris up in the north, what take you on a whole day trip, yeah. That's probably a good one to see the island. There's boat trips what go around the island and visit neighboring islands. But as I said, April, for the traffic, to explore the island is brilliant. The traffic is much lower.
Yes.
Everything is open. Most is open. And running April always. Normally.
Yes, April.
And it is quite warm, so it's not cold. I can always remember around 25, 26 degrees were always.
It has been, Thomas.
Yeah,
last year.
definitely. Last year was even higher. We had, I think, 29 for Easter or whatnot.
That's balmy temperatures.
Yes,
Great. Considering now.
Yeah, I know. And you can see the thing. Brilliant. No, it's not. But how excellent, these two questions. No, definitely try to come in April. Take this offer from your hotel. I think it's a wise decision. When you were here, you loved the island, you like the island, as you say here. No, no. Try April and try actually to come. If you can, if you really can and like the island, try to come different times of the year.
Yes.
Come once in spring, once in summer. You've been here. Come in the autumn here or earlier spring. Man, it depends on the flights. But early the flights quite cheap.
Yes.
And they get up, and then later on the flights are going down again. So, and especially from the UK, there is some good offers available.
If you're lucky, yes, there
Depending
are.
on
Definitely.
which
But March flies go to March.
Yes, Thomas, that's fine, yeah.
March, April flies are arriving, so there's not a problem, I think.
Good.
But definitely, yeah, I think so.
Absolutely.
Anything else we can hook on to that?
No, but they'll be very welcome to say hello if they do come at StudioKerkyra right here in Agasmatas. We'd give them a warm welcome.
We definitely
very
would.
warm.
Yeah, very warm welcome. Listen. But brilliant. No, thank you very much for the questions. That's a fantastic start to the show. What all about the island? Brilliant. We have a lot of things going. No, loving it. We're gonna go on a quick break. Is the time again? Sorry.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. The time
quickly.
just going. We're going on a quick break. We're back in a couple of minutes. So don't go away for part 2.
The snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lame, misfortune seemed his lot. He got into a drifted bank, and then we got upset. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ, while fields and ferns, rocks, hills and plains repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. He rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love, and wonders of his love. Joy to the world.
And welcome back to our second part of Nightshift, live from Corfu with Adrian Mavel, Wayne Fenton and me, Thomas Haas. Cool, we had fantastic questions in the first part of the show. If you missed them, don't worry, you can catch up on YouTube later. Yeah, no, it's true, isn't it? Yeah. And thanks for the questions again, guys. We're loving it, getting so many island-related questions and serious questions in. Especially, sorry, it's really cold today, isn't it? But serious questions in about the island, and we're more than happy to answer these questions for you. So if you have any more, if you want to know something, or you want to share something with us, a story or something, don't hesitate, write to us, nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com, message us via Facebook, or message us live here now on YouTube. What brings me on to our lovely Lucia, she sent another question in, and I think we start the second part off with that one. Question for you all. No? What do you most want to do or experience going forward into 2018? Ooh.
What's a hard one?
Blimey.
That's a good question, isn't it?
Thank you,
I was thinking I asked this at the beginning. So, yeah. So who is starting off?
Not me.
Sorry, Lucia,
No.
but I haven't told them that question before. They just hit them right now. Yeah, she wants an honest answer.
Yeah, of course.
So
of course.
is you know what we're looking forward I mean, me personally now. If I just carry on, me personally now. I look forward to come back with the second season of that show. I mean, we're taking a break over Christmas into to January, and we will set a date. So mid-January we start off, or end January we start off the second season, and that goes through the spring into the summer. All the way, and I'm really excited about that because we're gonna rearrange a few things. We lay the studio out a little bit different, and we're gonna incorporate a lot of new things, good things. Yeah. So, and one of them, what we're trying to do is bring you also island live music, no? From traditional to modern. There's so many fantastic musicians on this island. We mentioned that a lot of the shows now, but this island is really gifted. And for me, looking forward is just, getting the next summer, the projects of movie. As example,
Yes,
we're preparing in the background. So there's a lot of things going on, but we're also looking forward to the spontaneous things, something you can't foresee, and this all of a sudden it comes and hits you, and it's a challenge. I love that. So I'm quite open. I'm excited about the whole thing here. So that's my bar.
Yeah, that's kind of not far what I would say, actually, Thomas, because like you, I was going to say about season 2, and just to keep the Night Shift live from Corfu going, to be kept broadcasting would be a wonderful achievement for me. It's the best thing that's going on for me in my little life at the moment, bar none, and I just feel a good thing about it, and I think we can expand and grow organically and at the right pace, of course, but it's what really challenges me, or excites me rather, I should say. The challenge is the exciting bit, is that the ability that we have here to potentially bring so many people together, not just on this wonderful island, but actually all around the world. Wouldn't that be nice? You can see I'm a bit of an old hippie at heart, really. Peace, love and harmony. Those 3 words were the words that Thomas and I spoke about yonks ago, before Night Shift was even a twinkle in Thomas's eye, and we had even sat down and thought about this wonderful studio here. But that was the mission of the channel that we were talking about, and I'm determined, and I'm sure you are, Thomas, too, and Wayne, to keep going with that. And I think, to answer Lucia's question, which is a very difficult question, health and happiness, obviously, is a good one. But in terms of work, to carry on with what we're doing here, the Night Shift and any other projects, film projects, TV projects that we may have up our sleeves, although currently there's not much up there, just a bit of air, and it's a bit cold air as well, so that's why they're not dangling around everywhere.
You're talking about your sleeve, no?
I'm talking about my sleeve, yes.
You never know, man, what is up in the sleeve, no?
Well, I don't always know.
Probably.
Oh, there's a incisive little bit of intelligence there. Nice one.
Well done. But no, I know there's a few exciting things coming.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think I'm excited about learning about more about film and things like that. Obviously, I've worked in theatre, but film is a kind of new genre for me to get excited about, and it's good. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Great. And the fact that we can meet all such lovely new lots of people. That's another exciting factor, I think, isn't it, Thomas?
Definitely. I mean,
there's
a lot. There's a lot going on. Yeah, we can. Have you seen him?
Can you?
No, it's off. It's exactly. That's my cue for coffee. Yeah. And he meets somebody and he's off talking. Yeah, I can have easily a coffee. No problem.
We go and sit down for an hour, don't we?
Yeah.
Let him talk.
Let him talk and fine. No, so. And his coffee. But that's exactly how it should be. No, there's for sure exciting things going on. I'm excited for sure for next year for things we planned, what we have in our head now, what we have down on our notebooks. Will be a lot of work, but I'm for sure also excited about things just jumping out of nowhere and hit you.
Yes. Spontaneity.
Yes,
spontaneity.
It's like a bit of spontaneity.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the exciting thing about this programme, Night Shift Live, because it is live, and you never know what's coming our way, do you? Do we, rather? No? Well, in terms of questions, you give a funny look there. No, but you know what I mean. The responses from the audience.
No.
For instance, they could have been terrible, and I think how lucky we've been that people have said lovely things, and it's wonderful to think that we are hearing from people so many people from so many different countries around the world, as well, of course, from here on this beautiful island of Corfu. We've had a lot of comments from lovely Corfits, and so far they've all been good. I'm touching wood, obviously, because we like that, don't we? You know, keep them coming, but providing we are deserving of these good comments. So I must qualify that by saying we will endeavour to work truly hard for you, ladies and gentlemen out there, to always put on a cracking show here on Nightshift, live from Corfu. I have to keep plugging it because I think it's a great brand. You see. No, it excites me. The fact that I'm excited about the programme is why I say it in an excitable manner. Hopefully, that excitement will infuse into the people that are lucky enough or unlucky enough to hear it. I could cover myself there a bit, didn't I?
You did.
Yes.
Very well done.
Oh, thank you.
But so what's with you, Wayne? You really haven't said what you are for next year.
As I say, I'm excited about learning about the film kind of genre and learning new skills. New skills is good. Challenge for me. That's good.
I mean, you have a lot of skills already. You worked in theatre, you worked
yes,
in Broadway.
but I'm always up for learning new ones.
Yeah,
and that's I think that's something that's very important.
It is.
You know, I mean, you think you can learn as much as you can. Honestly, I used to be able to go into work and still be able to learn new skills. Even though, you know, I've been working for years and years and years, and you still learn new skills.
You're never too old to learn, are you?
No, you're not.
No.
There was someone somewhere, 92, just got a degree somewhere. Isn't that
really?
fantastic?
That's brilliant.
Excellent.
It's amazing,
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
that's what it is, man. Especially in our industry, to be honest, we learn constantly.
Yeah.
There's not as we know this and we go and we do that. Our job is a daily challenge. The locations we visit. Some of the locations we haven't visited, or when we know what challenges are waiting us there. So we're all excited because there's camera points you have to set up, and then you can't reach the angles, as example, or the lighting. You know, you have only a certain amount of time to shoot that because the light, you can't change natural lighting. And of course, we work also with studio lights and that. But you know, more natural you can keep it, the better it is.
Yes.
And this is the challenges. And we learn every day. Even I learn every day.
These are the things that I'm looking forward to learning, you see.
Yeah.
You know?
Perfect.
Obviously, I used to work in a box, really, basically. Everything was in a box.
And now it's all of a sudden this
And
box.
now
But
it's
it's still a
just the
stage
world.
here. Yeah,
It's
and
the world.
now the world is your stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Fabulous.
All
And that's
world's
the
a
beauty.
stage.
Yeah. That's why I love traveling from one corner to another. I don't mind because this is the exploring. That's the thing. And I always been like that. No, my father always said I'm his little explorer because as soon as I was able to walk, I was hiking off, man. Everywhere. And I love it. And I'm still like that. And I'm not shying back because people say home is where your heart is. No, my heart is here and home is the planet, man. That's how it works.
True. Very true.
Okay, guys. Brilliant. Thank you. I hope that
Thanks,
was brilliant.
Lucia.
Thank you, Lucia. Brilliant question. See, this is
That's good.
what
Keep
makes
them
our
coming,
evening.
folks. That's a good one, though. Thanks, Lucia.
Excellent. Okay, what brings us on to no Daily Moan anymore.
No, it's Christmas.
It's Christmas. We don't know, but we have a few things. You know, we wanna go in. And one thing what struck me, you know, because we spoke about alcohol and Christmas. A couple of episodes, no? So responsible drinking, don't overdo it. If you go to Christmas parties, oh please guys, if you really have too many, you notice when you have too many. This is when you try to go at the door and you have 2-3 goes before you can open it, then you know you have too many.
Always go for the middle one.
Middle one, yeah. And if you only see 2, you haven't drunk enough. But take a taxi or ask a friend, or don't be embarrassed to phone someone from your family and say, sorry, sis, or sorry, brother, but I'm so hammered, I can't drive home. Please help. They won't be angry because they will be happy because you're reasonable, you do these things. So don't be a hero. It's not worth it. It's Christmas, and you know, if something happens to you, it's not just your Christmas. It's everybody around you who loves you.
Exactly.
So remember that.
Exactly.
And that brings me on to the thing, and that's the most popular UK drink.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What might that be?
And that made my heart smile because I like it too.
I like it too.
Yeah, gin and tonic got
Gin and
voted the
tonic.
most popular
Really?
drink in
Is
the
that
UK.
so?
Yeah.
Is that
What
for the
is
last
it?
year in the UK?
Yeah, must be. Yeah.
Good Lord. Okay.
So
I suppose it's not too unsurprising, really.
No, I
London
saw it
gin's
neither.
well known around the world.
Plymouth gin is
And
very
Plymouth
good.
gin. It's
Plymouth
very good.
gin.
Bombay gin used to be good.
Bombay Sapphire.
Sapphire, that's right.
Sorry. Not that I know my gins or anything.
I think he does.
So you.
My favourites are Hendrix, actually.
Hendrix. I love gin and tonics. Definitely, I love in summer. Fantastic to have a gin and tonic and lay back. But Blue Sapphire, I know. I had
Bombay
that.
Sapphire,
Bombay, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Hendrix with a slice of cucumber.
Okay.
Very, very
Very
nice. Very nice.
So how many different kinds of gin are there? Or
There's
manufactured?
quite a few, actually. There's, actually, if I remember rightly, there's quite a few small little places that are doing their own kind of gins now.
Yeah.
With different infusions of flavours and stuff.
But that's a British drink. Is it a
Yes.
complete British drink? Is that,
I think it started
Yeah,
in
I
London, actually, when back in the 1600s. And there was a
Yes.
famous saying, wasn't there? Drunk for a penny, dead drunk for tuppence. And lots of people, I can't remember the years, but a period of 10 years in London, lots of people died through over-drinking of gin.
Yeah.
Gin's all about the water.
Mother's ruin.
Mother's ruin, that's right. It's all about the water and, of course, the juniper berry. Always makes me laugh, juniper berries. Always can't help it. Think of Monty Python and that poor man in his bush. Oh, dear.
Nee.
But it's about water, juniper, and you're quite right. I know there are lots of little firms distilling gins, and it's become quite a thing now, designer gin labels.
It has,
I think.
yeah.
Yes. Actually, now you've told me that, Thomas, I can whip out something that I had the other day here and didn't get to put out on the programme
Hello.
because the conversation didn't kind of fall that way. But
Okay, you look for your paper, and I want to know from Wayne how you mix your gin and tonic.
Gin, tonic, ice. Sorry.
No, but how much gin, how much tonic do you
well,
usually
no,
put? What is in a standard? Do you know that?
I usually, about. I prefer a little bit more tonic than usual, to be honest.
So is between your personal taste?
Yeah, I think
how
it's
you-
a personal
how you
taste.
mix it.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm
Now,
having
there is a standard
if I'm having a
mixture
double,
probably,
then,
no?
then top it up quite a lot. But it's such a nice drink in the summer. I
Yeah.
find it such a refreshing drink. Rather than, I mean, I like whiskey. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I like a good whiskey, and I've had a few of those. But I do like a nice long gin and tonic
Tonic.
during the summer.
No,
As I
I'm
say,
the same.
Hendrix,
I love
Hendrix
that.
is the one for me
But
for
you said
the cucumber.
Exactly, that's what I wanted. Hendrix cucumber. What is the connection? Don't know.
I'm not sure.
Well,
I'm really not
what's
sure, but it really does taste very good. I mean, most people have a gin and tonic with lime.
Yeah.
Actually, is the usual thing to have, isn't it? Bit of lime or lemon.
Or lemon, exactly. Yeah. I
but,
heard cucumber, but I personally haven't tried it with
You should
cucumber.
try it, Thomas.
Yeah.
I think you should try it. Yeah.
Okay, we have to.
definitely.
You have to make one for me, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Okay, so that's that one. But please, as I said before, no, responsible guys. You don't have to overdo it. You don't have to be a hero because you just drank something stronger than usual. It's all about relaxing and socializing, and I think alcohol got a little bit of bad advertising for binge drinking and that. But if you responsibly enjoy alcohol, it can contribute to a relaxing evening with friends and talk and let your hair a little bit down. And that's all it should be, actually, just to enjoy the moment and have a special drink to enjoy that special moment. Especially on this island. My God, special moments on this island. I'm really drunk constantly.
Special.
Special, yeah.
Best.
Okay,
Absolutely.
excellent, guys.
Can I just read out
yes,
that little...
you had this little thing.
Yes, someone on Sunday passed me a little poem. It's only one paragraph, and it's all about gin, and it's from a gentleman called Nikos. And it goes something like this. Oh, what a wonderful thing is gin. A little ice and tonic in. A slice of lemon, a twist of lime. I'll have another. I've just got time.
That's a good one.
Yes, well done,
Right.
Nikos. Thank you for sending
That's
that
very
in.
good.
Nice
It is
one.
good, isn't it? And if you've got any more, anybody, just send them in. We'd love to hear them, whatever they are.
Yeah.
On any subject, doesn't matter.
That's really good.
Yeah, it is. Off the cuff. That gentleman did that.
I think that's
I
brilliant.
promised
yeah.
him I'd put it out there, and I've managed to find the place. Thank you, Thomas.
done.
Of course, that's a good one. Yeah, this combined it brilliantly. Okay, on to the next one, and that's an update on our interstellar rock.
Oh, yes.
Now we have to
a
talk
small
about this
update.
again. I
Yes.
mean, this was really a big confusion for people who maybe missed that one. There were a big asteroid,
Asteroid, yeah,
yeah,
cigar-shaped.
cigar-shaped asteroid approaching Earth, and they said, oh, the shape is funny, it moves funny, and they thought this is, it is the first interstellar object approaching Earth in human history. Is example that's true, but people connected it instantly with UFOs, and now 2018 and contact. No, wow, no, it would be brilliant. I would love that. No, I
absolutely.
think it would be exciting.
Totally.
But not everything is like you read it. This is to do with fake news again. No, a couple exploited that. A few
Yeah.
people and put more on it than it actually is. No, but you got a complete update, no?
Well, it's a small update, and it does tie up with what you just said this minute, Thomas. The more evidence that's coming out does look like it's definitely an asteroid, but from maybe another solar system. The latest findings suggest that there might be water, would you believe, trapped under the thick carbon-rich coating that's on its surface. I don't understand this next term. The body didn't show any signs of outgassing. I don't quite know what they mean.
Okay, outgassing. That would be so. As it's getting heated up, it releases gas.
Right.
But if it's not showing anything, then that's a bit strange. Most comets and stuff, the tails that you see is basically outgassing.
Okay, right. Apparently it's going towards the sun, and apparently it's the way that it reflects the sunlight that is similar to icy objects in our own solar system, which are covered with a dry crust. The team that's been looking at this, in conjunction with Professor Stephen Hawking's...
Breakthrough listen.
That's the one. Apparently it's Queen's University, Belfast, Northern Ireland again.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, and it's a Professor Alan Fitzsimmons. And he said, you'll probably know more about this than myself, Wayne, he said, quote, that the spectra don't look like something artificial. I don't know whether he actually said it, but that's quoted. It doesn't actually make very good grammatical sense.
That doesn't
and
make grammatical sense at all.
But that's what was quoted as him saying.
Sorry,
so I
say
think
it again.
well, it's not grammatically correct. And I'm sure the professor from the esteemed Queen's University of Belfast, which, let's face fact, is one of the best in the United Kingdom, I don't think he said it like that, but the quote was that and I did check it loads of times, just in case, that the spectra, we're all right with that one, don't look like something artificial. I think it's that middle bit, doesn't. It should have been doesn't.
Yeah.
Yes, anyway, the point he's making is it doesn't look anything untoward or anything different that we haven't seen before. But there is the possibility that there is some ice buried below the surface, possibly even half a metre down below the surface, and according to this gentleman, Professor, the sun wouldn't melt that. It would still remain intact. But to answer the big question that we're all waiting for, unfortunately, despite the 4 wave bands that they're using for the radio frequencies, they have not heard or detected anything yet.
Yep.
But the main thing to remember is, and the professor backed this up by saying that there is months of research and data retrieval to go through. So it's possibly likely that we're going to have to wait some more considerable time before we get any more information.
What they were looking for is electromagnetic pulses.
That's right, yeah.
Which don't occur naturally in nature. So
I don't think they found any.
They didn't find any of that.
No, nothing untoward, and everything at the moment suggests it is an asteroid or an interstellar object, the first one.
Yes, I mean, I no getting away from the fact that it is an interstellar object, and
So-
as you say, the first one that
we
we
know about. Exactly. Good
we
point.
know of,
Yeah.
because obviously,
I mean, what is just for people who don't know what viewers who don't know what an interstellar object is? What is an interstellar object?
well, interstellar object would mean that it's not come from within our solar system,
Yeah. Okay.
which means that it's come from somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
Yeah, visitor from afar.
Yeah, I mean, and a long way off as well, because, I mean, as I said before, like the nearest star to us is Alpha Centauri, which is 4.4 light years away, which is round about 24 million miles or something stupid.
Oh, blimey.
So just around the corner.
Just around the corner. Yeah. Just around the corner.
Wow, huh?
So for it to have travelled that into our solar system is a marvel in itself.
Absolutely, it is, yes. Yeah.
And survive the trip. That's what gets me, because it has to survive this trip, no?
Yes,
I mean, everything what is flying in space.
Yeah, but there's nothing there, is there? There's nothing frictional to stop anything. I mean, there is the possibility it could have hit something else.
Yeah.
Or been pulled into a gravitational pull of some sort.
Some sort, yeah.
But the fact that there's no friction out there anyway, there's nothing.
It's not. Yeah, no, of course, yeah. But it's just it's such a distance, and when you hear most of the asteroids what come, they get diverted from gravitational fields or they hit another object.
Yes,
and so and this is travel so far, and actually made it, and it's quite. It's a long event. To me, it seems long for it to come and pass, or what? I don't get that.
And passing through, basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we can see it hasn't passed through yet.
Well, depends what you call pass through, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
it's still passing, but it's gone further away than it was, I believe. If you remember, someone speculated rather jokingly that they had decided they weren't going to stop because it was the Flat Earth were having a conference somewhere.
The Flat Earth Association, yeah.
But, I mean, the fact that it's not actually being pulled in by our sun's gravitational pull is an interesting thing as well.
That's a good point.
Exactly. So it's really...
It's really
so you never know. I mean,
fast.
Maybe they just had the flypast and said, okay, let's see how they're doing. And then through this flypast and said, oh, no, we better don't interfere here. and move on.
See you again in another 400 million years or something.
Let's see if you got it then. Yeah, you never know.
I think we'll be around for that one. But they did you see, Thomas, that we're talking about that it's probably not anything other than an interstellar visitor from afar, space rock, if you like. But did you see the other day that the US military have released some video of footage from the Defense Department with some US fighter jet pilots who were possibly on a training mission? Can't remember where this was, possibly in the States, and they have on video footage. It's a very extraordinary bit of film, UFOs. Did you see that?
Really?
Really?
Yes.
No, I haven't seen that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I was going to mention it maybe tomorrow, but I mentioned it now
Well,
anyway.
you mentioned it now,
I
haven't you?
have, yes.
So, yeah.
More or less, maybe some other people out there might want
know.
to show some light further on this subject.
I haven't heard about that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know one thing what they did. They had like an X-File department, no?
Yes.
What they just released and said, okay.
Oh, is that NASA?
And that's closed down now.
What is NASA or what is the military? I think military, no?
Possibly. The story about that was it closed down in 2012. It was running for quite a long time.
Oh, wow.
And it was well funded by the central US government, but it stopped because of budgetary cuts and other criteria. Which is strange, isn't it? Because now we're actually producing, or showing film of allegedly actual UFOs by US military fighter pilots. Not the sort of people that put on a Photoshop show, really, are they? They're more genuine
I'm
chaps.
surprised that they're able to release that.
Well, it's
so normally, that they keep that they keep that quiet and try to push it or what and look in themselves a little bit, and as they released that already.
Exactly. It's out there in the news media right now, if you want to check it out.
Okay.
Cool. Now we have to talk about it and look into that. Definitely.
Okay, good.
Definitely. But what a good, interesting update from this rock asteroid. I mean, really interstellar, and you get all excited,
yes. It's a red rock. We mustn't forget the red hues, which through irradiation, I believe. I'm not very well up on all this. It's way above my head.
Okay.
Well, it's exciting.
It is,
yes.
Actually, yeah.
Yes.
About 186 million miles above your head. But
all right. Hello. I feel slightly small all of a sudden.
Oh, excellent. Cool, guys. Okay, what brings us on to the next thing? Rock done. Let's hear that one, guys. I think that's really...
Have you got roll?
I tell you...
Rock, have we got roll now?
Yeah, this is really rock and roll now here. Then let's roll. But they on the roll.
Go on, witty.
Yeah, but that's on the roll. And have you heard that about the mystery boxes on eBay?
No.
Unbelievable. Mystery boxes on eBay are sold. Yeah, and some cost. You can get some mystery box for £15 or euros. You get some for 200. You can some for 1,000. Yeah, but you can also buy some for 10,000 euros or pounds.
What?
Yeah, and you can buy for 50,000.
50,000 for a box?
50,000 for a box. You don't know what is in it. Yeah, that's mystery boxes, and allegedly they selling on eBay. and all of a sudden there's videos popping up
Okay.
from people who allegedly bought that mystery box, and they
Yeah.
make a video, open up and take out and show what they got. I mean, I watched a couple of these videos to see, okay, what is this about? I mean, who in his right mind, goes on eBay and spends a mystery box. He doesn't know what's in there. $50,000.
Sounds extraordinary, doesn't it?
So you could spend $50,000 or euros or whatever on a box that you don't know what's inside it.
Yeah.
So it could be like a box of matches or something like that.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I watched a couple of these videos.
Yeah.
And funny enough, they get the box. Oh, I just received the box. Open the box and start unpacking.
Yeah.
And there's an iPad in there. Oh, there's this in there. But the whole value, there was a guy. I mean, he spent $50,000. What he got back on value were maybe $10,000-15,000. Yeah, when you calculate it. But he was very happy, and he didn't seem to mind.
Really?
And then, yeah, seriously,
He was
unpacked it.
happy?
He looked happy, man. He was happy. He looked happy. He said, "Oh, look at that! Oh, this and their vouchers and the diamond ring."
Nothing.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, look at the diamond ring. What was in there?" And I wanted to propose to my girlfriend. So how spooky, and all this stuff went on.
Right.
So I started looking in a little bit further to the whole thing.
Okay, go on.
I said, "Okay, they're selling these mystery boxes. So for €15, or I understand."
Yes.
Then I watched other videos. Then they took letters out. So he got around $15,000 worth of gifts, and he paid 50. And there were a nice letter written that this were hard. They fallen on hard times, and then they decided, the family, to do one of the boxes, and all the gifts what are in comes from the heart, and some of the money they use to get out of their problem. They admit that in this letter. He was still happy, but it still struck me because something didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense to me, to be
Bit
honest.
fishy. Yeah.
It's especially on eBay. eBay, they block you quickly by stupid things when you sell. But obviously, it works. Obviously, it works. What they tell you. So I looked into the whole thing a little bit further, and I was thinking, okay, now I got you. They get the boxes. Yeah. That's all you see. Is, this box got delivered, and they start unwrapping. You don't know, you don't see any paperwork of eBay. They don't show you anything that they actually bought this and made a transaction for that. You never see that. You only see them unpacking. But the most important thing is they're making a little show out of it. Yeah?
Oh, okay.
So there are some people who only want to be seen. Look at me. And, I do this. They want viewers.
I see.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
They're out of popularity, and they start that. The others, because they were between 21 and 25 years old, so you can't tell me that this, just the apartment they were in, no? So if I wouldn't spend $50,000 on a box, I don't know what's in it.
Certainly
and then
not.
in the background you look at an apartment. Mate, spend it in the apartment you live in. Put something nice in there, because everything he had in the background in the apartment were cheap. No, seriously, what cheap stuff, normal, decorated apartment. There was nothing special in it. And you want to tell me he got $50,000 just spare to see what's in a box?
No.
What
Seem
rubbish.
a bit.
Spend it on your decor, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Spend it on yourself. Get yourself nice things.
Yeah.
Seriously.
If
But
you
for
could-
them it's publicity.
Yeah.
And how many views? They are very clever. They throw this onto YouTube. Yeah. And I bought 50,000 surprise box from eBay. People hit on there. These clips getting hundreds of thousands of hits.
Really?
Okay.
Hundreds of thousands, and that's the key, because they monetize that, and they're getting 100,000 of clips of viewers on there, and they earning money.
Wow.
They get popular. They earning money with it. They never spend $50,000 for doing that. That's all fake. I tell you now, that's fake. If somebody's out there and said, no, it's not fake, send me all your transaction papers from eBay where you spent $50,000 on a box you don't know what's in it. And then you stay in an apartment, in your own home, and when you look how this is furnished, come on. I mean, these people are so dumb and
coming
believe
on
that.
here.
No,
Oh,
it's
dear.
it's you know it's there. You see, it's fake news. It's
Yes,
Yeah.
it does
it's
sound a bit
misleading other people. And then some, oh, you know, he had the Rolex in there, he had that. And that's fraud. For me, this borders on fraud. Because this is enticing people to do something stupid and spend $10,000, $20,000 on a box. They don't know what's in there. And these people don't make videos because there's out there they got caught out. They spent $10,000, they opened the box, and there were a big F-off in there. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, they're not making a video. You think they're making a video? They are so embarrassed
Yeah, you would be.
that you're so dumb and spend something on a mystery. Nowadays, in 21st century, there is no mystery boxes anymore. It has been, you know, long gone. There is no honesty in that. That's just money making. That's all it is. And I thought, wow. But that's the key. The thing is, they getting hits, they getting views. That's monetized, and they will make money with you watching that. Or if you're really gullible enough and order something like that, but some of them is advertising. When you look them through, they have eBay's account where they're selling. They're selling these boxes. So they advertise it and entice that.
Yeah.
People don't know that. So be careful, please, guys. Nothing is
Yeah.
for free in that world anymore. And nobody will give you, you give him $50,000. What do you expect to get back?
Ferrari?
More than 50,000. Exactly. I mean,
In a box?
come on.
Second-hand one, I think.
Yeah.
In a box.
Yeah, if not even a second-hand one, a good one.
Little matchbox one.
But yeah,
Ah,
probably.
made of gold, solid maybe.
Keyring.
Keyring, yeah.
$50,000 keyring you get.
Yay.
But that's the eBay boxes, yeah. Seriously, have a look.
didn't know
It's
about
hilarious.
Which, where is this most prevalent in the world? Do you know?
Most of the videos are from the States.
From the States.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is it a worldwide phenomenon? I mean,
Yeah, there's other countries
Sorry.
in there too, yeah. But it is, when you look, it's China,
Yeah.
it's America, Australia, I saw one.
okay.
Yeah. So it's all these things where the scams are happening, where the scams are coming from.
Maybe one of our viewers somewhere might have an angle, might know someone
Yeah.
who's done
Prove,
this.
prove me wrong, but I tell you, I'm not wrong. Definitely not.
Certainly $50,000, that's a lot of money. And as you
A
say,
lot of money.
if you can't
I mean,
afford
go.
to decorate your flat, then
Flat when you
how
think-
can you afford $50,000?
Yeah, I mean, you have $50,000 and you spend this to look cool. You spend it, you stupid. You know what, guys, just think a little bit. There's Christmas coming, you think you do something out for you. Think on your parents, on your mom, your dad. Treat them to something special, or your grandparents. So how can you spend, on something you don't know what it is, $50,000? Nobody in their right mind are doing that. And if you tell me, oh no, they're rich, they made their money. Don't be stupid. You think people who made their own money got rich from what they're doing, you think they spend it like that? Never.
on
They
a
must have
mystery
had
box.
very, very rich parents to do that. Seriously.
On a mystery box. Yay.
On a mystery box on eBay. I mean, I'm stunned.
I'm
I was
quite
really
stunned at the
stunned with
thought of it, to be honest.
Yeah. Now I haven't thought of it, and first I thought it's fake.
Yeah.
No, it's the videos. I'm sure now they're fake.
All right.
This is just to get popularity, to look cool,
Yeah.
and for others is to make money. And there's the gullible people out there with a little bit of hope left and said, is there really this out there? Oh, I get somebody's success story. He $5,000, he bought a mystery box.
Yeah.
And he had the Rolex worth $30,000 in there.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Surely,
You
yeah.
know, this is
Somebody's gonna
false
put that in a
hope.
box and give it away for 5,000. Yeah, really.
Yeah, I mean,
Come on.
okay, there's a lot of rich people who do things like that, who just, out of their, they see something and they throw some people a lot of money to help
Okay.
them. But they don't advertise that and they don't get publicity out of it. They're just doing it.
Is it something that's been inspired by that program Deal or No Deal, do you think? All those boxes?
No.
No.
Deal or no deal?
Deal or no deal?
That's
Yeah.
no
Oh
deal.
my word.
That's definitely no deal. But, I wouldn't even spend $500 on a mystery
No.
box.
No.
Would you spend 5? Probably not.
I mean, I know when I have a funny day, I would $5, yeah, why not, If it's something genuine, it's all right, but $50,000. I mean, how stupid they think people are.
That's
and does YouTube allows that, and also Facebook allows these videos to go on and give false hope and give false news, advertising. This is all.
I mean, what
It's
is it
disgusting.
advertised as on eBay?
Mystery box.
Just a mystery box.
Yeah.
Could have anything in it.
Have got anything in it.
Could have a
you know,
toilet roll in it. Or
Yeah,
something like that,
yeah.
you know?
Could
but
be
it's
handy.
all- yeah.
Well, it might be handy,
But not for that
would
price.
you pay $50,000 for a toilet roll?
Okay.
No, but you know, you get me. There were good stuff in there when they unwrapped it, but it looked fake because this is also things. I don't know. It looked funny, and when I looked more into it, it just looks so fake. And so YouTube is allowing that. Facebook is allowing that. I mean, really, guys, if you look at that, you have allegedly so many people who work every day hard to filter through posts and that. To me, it looks like you're lying to everybody because the system is doing this. This is not one human next to it.
Maybe
Tell
that's
you
the
the-
case.
There's not one human next to
Yes,
it. This is
please.
all just talking, and they say there is humans who look through posts and who make decisions. Yeah. How many do you have there? Can't be many. So that's where the problem lays.
We never
lies.
knew about those boxes, did we, Wayne?
No.
Thank you for telling us, Thomas.
Thank you. I won't be buying one of those.
No, well, I can't afford any of those boxes. But
$50,000. See, what brings us on? You wanted to have the best app of the week.
oh, well, we like to
Yeah.
keep our eyes on the new apps that are coming out, and actually, there's quite a load. I'm going to save some of them for another time because some of them are jolly funny, and I'm going to. Well, they're funny to me.
Right.
maybe
Yeah,
not to
we
you.
go.
But I was
We
gonna
go
say
through the
that-
week, man, and at
Yes.
the end of the week we can vote for the best one out of them.
Yes, but I was going to save some jolly ones a bit further on.
Yeah,
Today
yeah.
I've got more serious ones today.
Oh, we want jolly ones.
Well, I might throw in one jolly one, yes, okay. The first one it comes from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, and it's probably because Rio de Janeiro is known with a very high crime rate. People were getting very concerned here. And it's a collaboration between two firms that have come together to form a crowdsourcing of information about all the violence in the city. The data is then compiled and sent as alerts to residents of violent incidences in real time in their area.
Wow.
Now, the reason why, it sounds impressive. The reason why this is quite important is that I'm staggered to learn that in 1 year, which was last year, a staggering, appalling figure of 61,619 people was sadly killed across Brazil as a whole of the country. 61,619. It's appalling. That's the whole of Brazil. In Rio de Janeiro itself, the figure is over 5,000. And the point there is, would you believe that's apparently 15 times more than New York City?
Wow.
We all have this image of New York City being a really dangerous place and all that. Well, this lovely city of Rio de Janeiro is 15 times worse in terms of murders. The data gets plotted on maps, and interestingly, which I raised an eyebrow to, the police don't get this information. So far, yes, the police don't always get all this information. That's why these people have come together as a crowdsourcing group.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Bypassing the reliance on police information, and they're kind of getting on the ground, the ear to the ground, the people on the street. So far this year, this app has registered more than 11,500 shootouts alone. That's horrifying.
Shootouts?
Shootouts. Bang, bang,
Shootouts.
yes. On the streets of Rio de Janeiro. This is not funny, this is serious.
no.
It's really bad. So I'm hopeful, and so are they, that this new app, which is actually called Fogo Cruzado, I do apologise if I've got that wrong. There is another one which is similar in the same country, and this is called DefiZap. And this is reported by WhatsApp, and it's monitored by a non-profit organisation. And this is, again, totally independent of the police, and it's an app for people who are suspicious about the police, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Brazil has got this reputation of the police being a little bit woolly, shall we say. That's being very mild there. Apparently, so far, there's 300 submissions, which have then prompted the federal authorities to instigate state investigations. So that has great potential. At least they're trying to do something, because obviously there's something really wrong there with that huge proliferation of murder on the streets.
Totally.
So I hope that this new app called Fogo Cruzado will work. That's that side of an app. Here's another one from the UK, but it's also being launched in the USA, Australia, and New Zealand. And this app could just potentially save your life.
Okay.
There's a lady called Rachel who works for the London Ambulance Service. I beg your pardon, she doesn't work for the trains at all. She works for the London Ambulance Service. And she is very happy with this new app because she's just managed recently to save a man's life. The man has custody over 2 children, so if he'd have died, the children would have been homeless and fatherless and all the rest of it. This man had a heart attack, and because she was nearby, she was able to administer first aid immediately with CPR and the use of a defibrillator. The point of why this, I said that wrong, sorry. The reason why this is important is that the initial reaction to someone who is suffering, shall we say, a cardiac arrest. It's very important to give some key things. Yes, the ambulance is on its way, it gets called, and oxygen will come with the ambulance, but the first few minutes are apparently very vital. Surgeons said here that the time is critical because apparently every 1 minute that passes by, your survival rate drops by 10%.
Okay.
Every minute. So many don't survive. The problem also is exacerbated by, in a busy town like, say, London, for instance, ambulances can take a little bit longer to get to where they need to get to.
Yes.
So the whole idea of this app is very clever. A couple of people have come up with it. It's called Good Sam, which I suppose stands for Good Samaritan. Yeah. And this alerts all medical people that sign up to it, like Rachel, if they're close to a medical emergency, they would get kind of buzz. They have a smartphone app. The app's on their phone. So far, 10,000 first aiders have registered in the UK. So it's a good start, isn't it? And it collects the GPS location of the incident and passes this to this medical practitioner who's downloaded the responders version of the app, which then runs in the background all the time on their phone. It collects the GPS of where they are, passes it to the central team, which knows exactly where these responders are. This app monitors emergency calls at the same time to the ambulance services. And this is where I suppose a bit of AI comes in. The app to the ambulance service is looking out for trigger words or sentences like, for instance, quote, not breathing or not conscious. So if someone's phoned 999 and uses those words, this clever app will ascertain that that person is most likely to have had a heart attack and immediately kicks into any of the signed up first aiders who are the nearest in that area, all down to GPS. It is clever, isn't it? Two guys came up with this, a guy called Ali and a guy called Mark.
Brilliant.
It's heart attacks is really the number one thing they're trying to get to grips with here. And it sends them a push notification. I'm not quite sure I know what that means, but anyway, a push notification asking them if they can attend a patient. Obviously, if they can't, they're busy, then it would move to the next person. But it also displays a map, and of course, the ambulance is automatically called anyway. But I think the thing about it is it's going to save some precious time, and we know for a fact that at least one gentleman, his life has been saved, and I'm sure his family are ever so happy. And Rachel, the nurse who saved him on the streets of London, is extremely happy. So I think that's a wonderful app.
That's a great app.
It is, isn't it?
That's really good.
Should we see if we've got any more?
Yeah, I have the topic of the day quickly, where people wanted to talk about that. No, I think this with the app is brilliant. I mean, there's good apps when apps can support you, to rescue somebody, to help some. I think it's brilliant. That's the way the development should go, and the technology should hook up to that.
It should be, yeah.
Makes a safer environment for everybody.
No offence to frogs, but I think that actually has a more serious and useful purpose, perhaps. Although I know they don't want frogs to disappear in Australia, and I understand that. But to save someone's life on a busy street from an app
that's a good
is
one.
marvellous. It's a good one, isn't it?
I think that's a good one, definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. What brings me on to the topic today, what people come in, and has to do with Christmas, thanks God.
Good one.
It's Christmas, not long to go now, huh?
Oh, yeah. 6
So
days.
exciting. 6 days, yeah. 6 sleeps.
How's your advent calendar coming on, Thomas?
Brilliantly, it's getting empty.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's getting empty. What is nice, So, okay, it's the Christmas markets. We talk now about Christmas markets quickly, but not about the stalls that in there and what you can get to eat and all this stuff. No, it's brilliant. But it's about the level of high security now at the moment in Europe and Christmas markets. In the UK, in the same Germany, everywhere, they're stepping the security up. So you see a lot of concrete blocks surrounding Christmas markets, plus barriers are erected, so to make the people feel safer. Yeah. And some are happy with that, some are unhappy with it. So there's again a little bit of a discussion breaking out. But the worst thing people say is not that they got the high security there is good, makes them feel safer. Man, we live in a time at the moment, sadly enough, again, now where things like that count. I mean, but a lot of communities cancelled their Christmas markets because out of that reason, where the council, as example, said, you know what, the security risk, the cost is too high to have security personnel looking after the Christmas market, and before we risk anything, we just cancelling it. So, and people say, and now it starts influencing our lives.
That is sad.
No?
Very
So
sad.
I think it's very sad.
It is. It's a very negative impact, isn't it? A lot of innocent people who are going to be sadly affected. And
Yeah, and they still talk about it. I mean, if they just carry on as normal, like all the countries say, let's carry on as normal, daily business, don't worry. And then on the other side, they do that. They bring you back to exactly now, they bring that whole thing up again. Why don't you keep the lid on a little bit? We know it's a dangerous time. Everybody knows it. If you go to places like that, especially in Germany, England, France, you in the firing line, if you want to say like that. So I don't get that.
To be fair, I mean, you might as well everybody stay at home and not go out at all.
Yeah, why do you exactly? I mean, they do security and it's fine, but with statements like that, no, we cancel it because of terrorist threat. You just put the fear back into. Yeah, you get the fear back in.
Absolutely, it's a good point. Yeah.
So you tell them, so there is really something to worry. They say, no, it's nothing to worry. We got this under control. Our intelligence services working, but just be aware. If you see something suspicious, let us know.
Yeah.
No. We have to calm the public down. Yeah, and then they cancel Christmas markets.
Oh, it's sad.
So you get this thing, you understand what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. That is letting the terrorists win, though.
It is, isn't it?
It's on one side, it's letting the terrorists win, yeah?
I mean, they didn't say that after the terrible tragedy in the United Kingdom, in the Manchester bombing, they haven't stopped all pop concerts, have they?
Nope.
So
No.
I don't quite see the
exactly.
logic.
Security obviously goes up a little bit. But
Yeah.
Yes, but there's
It's
a
okay.
logic.
Up on my microphone. No, I think that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Put a little bit higher security so people know you think of them and they can move securely around. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
If it's necessary, you can implement security without, having a heavy present to see for everybody. Okay, there's a lot of security presence going on, but you can have this a little bit more discreet and still have a good time.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It just restricts you again in what you do. So is this terrorist threat really that extreme? Somehow they're telling us it's not that. We got it under control. So it's. I think it's conflicting messages. with them.
Sounds like it, doesn't
Sounds
it?
like it, yeah.
And presumably not every country's the same.
No, for sure not. It's not, but this is nearly happening in every country. There's a lot. When I looked at reports, there's really nearly in every country in Europe is this happening at the moment. Especially in France, they cancelled. Germany, they cancelled. And if they have, then they put barriers up. What is good? Protects the people.
Yeah, of course.
No, but you just now you're cancelling it. Makes me think. Now, personal. If it's in my area, okay, what's going on? Is there really something dangerous around the corner? Makes me more suspicious of anything, of the things around me. So it's, it is a little bit. I don't know. It's. I think it's wrong. It's not what should be. It's not the message what should be sent by
certainly not at
Christmas,
Christmas,
by
exactly.
cancelling
Absolutely.
Christmas markets because there is a threat. No? I mean, there's a threat every day because there is people driving under the influence with cars. No? So what should we do? That threat is real and is dangerous. There's everyday accidents happening because of that.
Yep.
So, I mean, okay, it's Christmas, they're drinking a lot. Let's close the roads. Just,
Ban the car.
ban the car. I don't know. But it's influencing Christmas, and people are sad about that.
Yep.
And I understand why.
No, I
Definitely.
understand that as well.
Yeah. And that's why it goes on. We have fantastic Christmas events in Corfu.
Absolutely.
Yeah?
we do.
And there's a lot going on in Corfu at Christmas. Everywhere, private events, municipal theatre got events, charities have events. So there is a lot going on. So this island, okay, it's no Christmas market this year, Corfu down. But maybe with the help of StudioKerkyra, we can change that for next year.
Absolutely.
Could be something.
Maybe.
Gentlemen, yeah, why not? And
We get
yes,
Adrian
but
to
there's
dress
a
up
l-
as Santa.
No,
Adrian dress up as
absolutely
Santa.
not. No,
No?
no. I haven't got the. But I'm going to say I haven't got
I'm
the build.
gonna
I
have the
haven't actually.
build, but
No,
I
no, I
You haven't got the build, have you?
No.
We get some padding for you, mate.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much indeed. Inflatables. One
I
of those
was thinking
inflatables.
pillows more.
Pillows.
Yeah.
It's nice.
yeah,
Lovely.
well, they fall asleep in a minute.
What are you trying to do to me?
Oh,
Make me look more of an idiot than I normally am. Good Lord. No,
Good Lord,
I
no.
think there's a certain type of person for Father Christmas. Don't think it's really me, but great role, I'm sure. Maybe an elf. Might persuade me to become an
See,
elf.
An elf?
Maybe.
And so Wayne will become Father Christmas, and
be-
and Adrian is your elf. Oh, no. Oh, it brings me on now to our last.
Glad we moved on from that. That's great.
So,
Thank you
brings
very
me
much.
on to our last thing in our show today, and this is what is the upcoming events
Yep.
for Corfu
Whee.
this week and weekend we know anyway. No?
Yeah.
Come on, take it away.
I'm going to mention it again, basically. What I've mentioned yesterday. So, Saturday, 23rd of December, Silverland Riding Centre. They're having a Christmas hurdle races.
Ooh, that sounds
Excellent.
good.
Very exciting.
Very.
Yeah.
Like that one.
Yep. So the races take place between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. That's on Saturday 23rd. And also, I'm going to mention it again,
Yeah,
the Christmas Bazaar at the Municipal Theatre for the Smile of the Child.
Yeah, that's
And
brilliant.
they have... it's a bazaar, basically, so there's lots of handicrafts and all sorts of different things going on there. And that's at 9:30 in the morning till 2:30. And then 5:30 in the afternoon or the evening till 9:30.
Oh, good times then. That's good.
Brilliant
And that's
times.
at the Municipal Theatre in Corfu Town.
Which is a great theatre, as we both
Which
know.
Oh,
is
we love
a
this
great
theatre. 8, huh?
Yeah, I love
Municipal
it.
Theatre, what a great building. I mean, when you saw, it was the Opera House, no? Before, and with the war, it got destroyed.
You had got a lovely photograph.
I dig this photograph out. When you see this Municipal Theatre, how it looked before, what a majestic building. What a beautiful building. No?
I actually found some photographs from the Belfast Grand,
Ooh.
which I was going to show to you.
Yes, please do. That's the one with the elephants, isn't
Yes.
it?
With the elephants. So
Oh,
we
it
put
doesn't
this in,
show
we
the
talk about
elephants, though.
theatres.
Oh, no
Doesn't really
elephants.
show very
Yeah.
much.
See, it could be next show could be about theatre. One of our shows about theatres and things because we're on the birthplace of drama.
Absolutely.
So
Oh,
how
yeah.
fitting is that?
Yes.
Yeah, and there we can show the pictures on. I would really love to show this picture of the Municipal Theatre, the Opera House of Corfu, when it was
We
in.
must, Thomas.
Wow, what a beautiful.
I
building.
think that fact that you've just said there, birthplace of drama, is probably one of those main unwritten subliminal things that's affecting all of us here in this very room.
Probably.
I think so.
Definitely.
Secretly, shh. Keep it quiet. Keep it under your hats, ladies and gentlemen. But it is, and I told you this before, didn't I? When I went to the Acropolis in Athens to see Dionysus Theatre. Oh, I know to some it's just a pile of stones, but no, it was something about it. It was sort of an energy there, and of course the Odeon to Herod was wonderful. That came later in the Romans, of course. We had a beautiful space to act on, I'm sure, but there was something really special about the Dionysus. Remnants of the theatre, and it would be wonderful, wouldn't it, one day to do a little something from there if the authorities were amenable to such a thing. I really don't know, but maybe we could ask nicely
Yeah, but
one day.
they are up for a lot of things as long as it's organized proper
Yeah, of
and in
course,
a respectful way. You can really do a lot on the island here. What I experienced.
Look, rather surprisingly, when I visited it, I've been there twice, people were just milling around and sitting on the stones and just having a picnic, which is all very nice, but I don't know. They're hallowed stones to me. I mean, if you're going to act, you're walking on the flagstones themselves or whatever. But I don't know. It's like the pyramid, you see.
Did you do a little speech or anything?
No, but there were lots of people there. I didn't feel right, but I did hover and sort of ruminate quite a lot in the area. As it
I wonder
were.
what the acoustics are like there. That's
I
the
would
reason I was
yes,
asking
that's a very good
about,
question.
whether he did a speech or not, because the acoustics are usually they used to be very clever about getting the voice to be able to travel.
Exactly.
Yes, but you see, and I think I showed it to you, Adrian. Remember back, this was in the Monribot at the theater, when
Yes,
we were
you
this
did.
amphitheater, and people,
did.
there were a lot of amateur actors there, no? So I used this opportunity and found the sweet spot on stage,
Yeah.
because they are so constructed. If you stay at the right distance,
Yep.
at the right space,
And
you
it was
can
the
speak
perfect spot.
quietly, but the whole audience can hear you. It amplifies naturally through this amphitheater. That's why they built it like that. And I can go in, one day we go in further into that, how that is all happening.
Yes.
But you can, and you're on the sweet spot, and this goes, bam. And I showed to you guys up at the Monribot,
So you can
and
whisper?
you can whisper, and
Yes.
the last person in the
Yeah.
back can still hear you.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
That's the beauty of
That's
it.
the way it should be. Yeah.
That's the beauty, man.
I think it's a bit strange now because most actors don't tend to act without a microphone
I know they're
on a
losing.
theatre stage.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a little bit strange for me personally because obviously I was taught to project.
Absolutely. You have to project.
darling.
Yes, you had to make your voice go to the furthest person away.
Yeah, but most because I think it's
The PA
because of
system.
television actors, to be honest,
They don't
going
have the
from
voice
television-
necessary.
going from television to
Yeah.
theatre, and they don't have that voice. They don't have that ability to be able to project. So they tend to mic them, which I found sad, to be honest. The whole kind of ability to be able to do that kind of thing.
It is sad.
Laurence
yeah.
Olivier would be
Yes.
Oh,
mortified.
He would.
Probably,
Mortified.
yeah. Well, this you could see between a movie actor and the stage actor. There were different presences. You can see this by a stage actor. The presence is completely different. Yeah? But it is also the behavior. You know, behave on stage when you play, when you act, is different. Acting to what you do up front on a camera. It's all in the camera. You can get more close up and personal. It's it depends. It's
different
the
art
atmosphere.
form.
It's a different art. Exactly.
Yeah.
It is.
That's
is a
what
different
it
art
is.
form.
I was lucky enough to go to a play ages ago, back in the 90s, very fortunate to see Sir Anthony Hopkins on stage, on the London West End stage.
Wow.
And I could only afford the cheapest possible ticket, which was extremely far back, high up in the gods, as you know. And he managed, even in scenes that were quiet, and I even think he was whispering, we heard everything he said. And your point, I think Anthony Hopkins in that particular performance, Monsieur Butterfly, I think it was called. It was based on a true story about a spy, transgender spy, I think, in 1930s China, I think. I'm not sure, somewhere in that area. And the point about it was that even though he's well known as a screen actor, there he was on stage, never seen him before on stage, and the power of that gentleman in that role absolutely hit us. Everyone in that theatre could feel and hear Anthony Hopkins. No microphones there.
Yeah.
It was extraordinary.
Fantastic
performance.
actor.
It was absolutely brilliant, Thomas. And I think he managed to combine the two arts there, both the screen presence that he has and fantastic theatrical presence and diction. And he was just amazing. He really was. I mean, I've seen many great actors perform. Have to say, though, in here, because I bumped into him afterwards. One of these little anecdotes. I went with a girlfriend at the time, lovely young lady. Don't know what's happened to her, but hello, Kirsty, if you're watching. And we'd left the theatre, normal means, and we were going down the street. And it so happens that we passed the street where the back door of the theatre was.
Stage door.
Yeah, stage door, I beg your pardon, yes. And we saw this limousine coming up. So, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out that it was probably for him. So I made that decision, do I or don't I? And I did. I couldn't help myself. I hung back and loitered, not with intent, I just loitered with the girlfriend, and suddenly the doors flung open in theatrical style, and out came Sir Anthony Hopkins, and he was all a bit sweaty, as you can imagine, and it was an now or never moment, I just went up to him quickly with the girlfriend, and said, excuse me, sir, I just got to tell you that your performance tonight was absolutely magnificent. And we had the most amazing conversation from that. He was really pleased, shook my hand, and when he shook my hand, it was so powerful, I felt this electrical energy surge from him through my hand. Oh, it was amazing. Brilliant. Although I would point out, rather wryly, with a smile on my face, that he also, excuse me, keeping an eye on my girlfriend, who was a very attractive young lady. And as she moved, he moved as well.
Yeah.
But all was well, and it was great to be able to talk to Sir Anthony Hopkins after a fantastic theatrical performance that he had given. So, yes, but he managed to combine it all on that performance, which was great.
Excellent.
That's so cool.
What a good story. What a good anecdote. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. And that's tonight's show done again. How quick 2 hours go when we have fun, isn't it?
We
and
want
before
more,
Christmas.
we want more. Well,
I know. It's freezing over there. No, guys. Okay, that's for tonight's show. I hope you enjoyed our show tonight. Fun. We had fun, so I hope you had fun. If you want to talk to us, if you have any stories you want to discuss with us or anything we should know, please write us an email to nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com. Send us a message on Facebook or in one of our shows or chat live to us. I mean, it was such a fantastic evening. It's 3 more days to go for the show before the Christmas break starts. So,
what are we going to do with ourselves?
I have no idea. I leave this up to yourself, but no.
I kind of live for the show at the moment, really.
Yeah, I can see that. Wow.
I do, Thomas.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to see you tomorrow again. So for me now is goodbye. And from you guys...
And as always, it's been wonderful to be here, broadcasting to you wherever you are in the world and on this lovely island of Corfu. And please take care and Kara Nikta!
From me, it's a good night. Keep on smiling, everyone. Good night.